welcome back to the channel. I'm popping on to do a bit of a tutorial sort of processy video. I've been asked again to do wedding invitations. This time it's actually for my mum's friend who is getting, she's taking her vows again. But she's having the full wedding, she's wanting all the invitations, save the dates, everything, so I'm doing it for her. I used to do a lot of invitations, but I haven't done many in a while. But at this time of year, coming up to the summer, I usually get more orders in for them. So, anyway, there is tons of types of invitations. You can go online and there is loads of different folds, loads of different cuts. Depending on how much you want to spend, you can go all out fancy. But what I'm going to show you today is the very basics and how you could make them yourself on a budget. So to get started, I always make my invitations, unless asked different, A6 size, which is an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half, and that's what makes an A6 card. So when it is folded, I'll just do this one quickly. Now, if I was doing this for someone, I would do it on my scoreboard just to make it neater. Now you can, if you want, go out and buy packs of cards. These ones, where I got these in the sale, these were 50p for 10. They're usually £1 for 10. But you can go into places like Hobbycrafts and get packs of 50 for like £6.99, £7.99. So even that is a really cheap option. Even cheaper than that is buying the A4 card yourself, cutting it in half and then folding it in half again, which makes a perfectly good card. And it's even cheaper because you can get a block of A4 card with 100 sheets for maybe £10. So 100 sheets will make you 200, no, wait a minute, 100 sheets. So you get 2 from each sheet. Yeah, so you get 200 cards from 100 sheets, which would do almost your whole wedding, if not the whole wedding. Anyway, so what I'm doing is, I'm doing it with this A4 cut in half and then folded in half. Like I say, if I was doing it for someone, I would score it in half. If you don't have a scoreboard and you're doing it with A4 card, all you do is trim it in half, fold it over and line it up, put your finger in the middle and just press down on either side, and that gives you your basic wedding invitation. Now, because it's a wedding invitation, you obviously need to have all your printed things inside about where it's going to be, who's getting married. So what I do is I always put an insert in. Now this paper, you probably can't pick it up on camera, this is a linen paper. You can get this from Hobbycraft, and I think it's something like 200 sheets for £5. It is really cheap. But you can also just use craft photocopy paper. If you are doing white invitations, you can use white photocopy paper, because it's going to go through the printer anyway and you're going to print all your details on it. So really, it's just as good, and if you're on a budget, nobody knows the difference. So what you do is you obviously just fold your insert in half, and that would go inside. When that opens up, you would have your printed information inside. Now, if you have a printer yourself, it is so cheap to print off your invitations. All you do is go onto your laptop, type up what you want, or get a family member to do it for you, and then print it off through your printer. If not, save it to your USB key. You can take it to places like Tesco or WH Smith, and they can print it off for you, or you can take it to work if you have a printer and get it printed off there. So that is your basic shape of your invitation. I'll take one of these cards out just to show you. It's the exact same, whether you buy them or whether you make them, they're the same size. So these ones are about 6 inches by 4 inches. So that is the standard, the size that I would make the invitations. So, starting from your very basics, what I do is take a piece of double-sided tape, pop it on my insert, take this off and put it in. Now, one of the invitations that I've actually made the most is the most simple one. Sometimes it's because it's cheap, sometimes it's because people just like it because it is elegant and it's just simple. Now, the way you can do it is obviously dependent on what colour your wedding is. You just take your plain card with your printing inside and you want something on the front here. Now, I've got these stamps. I don't know if you can see it, it's got ink on it. This says wedding invitation. And I've got the evening invitation one that matches. These were £2.95 each out of Hobbycraft. You can get them on loads of places. You can get them online, you can get them on eBay. And obviously these are going to do all your invitations for one price of less than £3, and you can maybe even get them cheaper than that. If you don't want to do that, the ink you'd have to get with it actually would cost you maybe £1, £2. The ink that I'm using, the VersaFine, I don't even know how much VersaFine is, but you can get the Hobbycraft inks that are only £1, and you can get them in pure black and they would work as well. So you're talking £3, £4 to stamp on the front of your invitations. So if you don't want to do that and you have nice handwriting, of course you can do that and write on the front. But what I'm going to show you is what you can do is, if you've got a steady hand, you can go ahead and cut out a rectangle like so. Okay, that one's actually a bit small for that to go on it, but you get the idea. You can cut out your own rectangle, and then what you would do with that is cut out another rectangle which is slightly smaller, and you would layer it on the top so that it's got a wee border. So I'll show you that. Now this is the basics in making wedding invitations, but they look lovely when they're finished. So if you didn't have any tools, you didn't have, all you were doing was your basics yourself, all you'd bought was the card, your double-sided tape and your scissors. So you would have that. Then if you had nice handwriting, which I don't, but you could just write on it, wedding invitation. Okay, and then that goes on to the front of your card like so, and that's your basic invitation. Okay, so it's very personalised, it's handmade, and it's quite elegant. If you don't want to do that, what you can do is invest in a set of dies. Now this obviously depends if you're a crafter. If you're not a crafter, the best way to do it is to cut it out, and you can either write on it yourself or you can use your stamp to stamp on wedding invitation. Okay, now if you are a crafter and you have a die cutting machine, you can use dies. Now these dies were really cheap. These were from AliExpress. From China. You can get them on eBay or AliExpress, whichever one you like, and you can use these for your invitations, or you can use rectangles. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Or you can use rectangles, or you can use circles, whichever you like to go on the front. Whatever dies you have, you can use. Now I'm going to show you how to use the dies, okay? So all you need, again, now you very well might not have dies. You may have, I don't know, these kind of scissors. Your kids might have these lying about. So you could take these and just cut out a piece like so. Stamp your wedding, stamp your wedding on the front, and then put that onto your card, and put it, or even put a little bit of that behind it, cut round it with the same scissors and put that on the front, which is another idea. But I'm going to show you, if you do have dies, a really easy way to make your front of your card. So I'm going to cut this one out in this colour. Now, like I say, this could be black, it could be blue, it could be grey, it could be any colour that matches your, sorry, this camera's doing that thing again, any colour that matches your wedding. So I'm going to cut the big one out in that colour, and I'm going to cut the next size down in the cream. So I'll pause it just now. Okay, so I've cut these out. Now, if you are doing your own invitations and you think, well, I'm not a crafter, but I would like a die cutting machine, you can get them really cheap. This wee one from Spellbinders is a sapphire, and it's £20, and it would be perfect if you wanted to buy a set of these dies for, say, £3 off at AliExpress, and this, and then even after you make your invitations, you could sell it on if you wanted, or if you knew somebody else that was making invitations. So that's just a wee thought as well. Or even going on to Gumtree or eBay if you wanted to buy a second-hand die cutting machine just to make your invitations and then sell it or give it away. Anyway, so I've showed you how to do it by hand with our little, if I can find it, I don't know what I've done with it, our scissors. Okay, I've showed you how to do it. I don't know what I've done with my wee bit. It's disappeared, it's ran away, I don't know. But I showed you how to do it with a wee bit writing on it. And now we've got our two die cuts, like so. And let me have a wee look at this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is stamp my wedding invitation onto my cream one. And I'm just going to get my ink, stamp it up. And this is really quick, so if you were doing like 200 invitations, you would just be like stamping and stamping. So let me have a wee look. So this is going to go here, just there, and then I'm going to take this one, pop a wee bit of tape in the middle. Even your double-sided tape, you get that, I get £1, I think it's for 25 metres. Out of Hobbycraft. You can get it in the range. Depending on where you are in the world, you'll know like your Dollar Trees and things like that will sell cheap supplies. So I'm just going to press that down like so. So we have this, and then we're going to pop this on the front of our card. Just a wee bit of double-sided tape. And you will see how quickly this has came together, and so easily and so cheaply as well. So that's just going to sit in the middle there. And if that's all you wanted, that is such an elegant wedding invitation. You open it up, you've got your insert on the inside, and then you could have your details here. Okay, if you had another stamp set, give me a wee second. Okay, so in the range and Hobbycraft, and probably in places like Dollar Tree and things like that as well, you get little stamps that are like £1. This one has got the love heart and it says happily ever after. You get wedding rings, you get wedding cards, you get the bride and groom, you get so many things. So if you wanted to, the next stage up from doing just a plain invitation, you could do a stamped image. Now this one is just a long clear stamp. The block I think was £1.50 from Hobbycraft. So again, even if you wanted to buy a wee stamp and a block to do, just to put a wee bit more decoration on your invites. It's not very expensive. So I'm just inking that one up. Oops. I'm opening it out. I'm just turning it to the inside flap and popping that down. And that is just to add a little bit of colour. Now that didn't actually stamp that well because I was rocking it, so I'll just quickly add the lines in with my pen and you'll get the idea. Obviously if I was doing it would take a lot longer, but you can see there, so that would be the inside, and then you would have your writing down here. So any stamp that you like, you could have like the wee rings stamped here, but that would be the next step up if you wanted just to fancy up your plain invitation. To the next step would be to add some stamping. So the next one that you can do, which is really easy as well, is, sorry about that, is the gatefold. Now, where are we? We got a bit of card, okay, and basically what a gatefold means is the card opens up like a gate. Now it sounds like it's going to be complicated, but it really isn't. All you have to do, if you can do this on a scoreboard, you can do it on your scoreboard. If you didn't have a scoreboard, you might want to buy one off of eBay. Again, they're not that much money, but if you didn't have one, you can still do it quite easily. All you have to do is fold your card in both sides and find the centre, like so. Hold it down, put your finger on it and crease it down, and the same on the other side. So this literally takes 2 minutes to make, and you have, what on earth is going on with this camera? Sorry about that, folks. You have this gorgeous opening gatefold card, which is really nice. And then what you can do is have your printing on the inside. You can, I'll tell you what else you can do, which is really pretty. You can have a coloured insert. I'll show you. Wait a second. Okay, so all I've done is cut a piece of card to fit inside with a border round the edge, which is easy to do. You just measure it and then put that in. I didn't do measuring. All I do is offer the card up to the edge and make a wee mark wherever I want it. And then you do the same with your cream, and that goes on top. And obviously this bit will have already been printed because that's going to have all your information on it. And this piece will match the colour of your wedding. So I'm going to do this with double-sided tape just for quickness. Not double-sided tape, sorry, glue. Just for quickness. I much prefer to work with glue. I hardly ever work with double-sided tape. So just pop that down there. When I got married in 1998. I've been married for 19 years, 20 years this year. I've been actually living with my husband for 25 years this year, which is, wow, that shows my age. When I got married, I done it on an absolute shoestring. I was only young, I didn't have a lot of money, and I think I got married all in all for like £500, and it was a fab wedding. I didn't craft at the time, so I didn't do my invitations. I actually bought just a packet of paper wedding invitations and sent them out, and nobody cared. Okay, so now we've got our lovely gatefold, and you open it up and it's all printed here. So you can have it like that, okay? You could have it where you make, what have I done with my other one? You make another one of these and you have it across the front. So all you would do is cut it out, either by hand or with your dies. You would cut it out, you would only glue this half on the back, and you would glue it on here and have it going across here. So when it opens up, you would have your topper here glued on this half and it would open up here. Okay, and the reason I'm not going to show you that is because I want to show you something else. First of all, what you can do is make, if I can find a piece of card that will do it. No, give me 2 seconds. Okay, so all I've done is cut a 1-inch strip with a piece of card, and I die cut out another one of those shapes that we made on our other card with our dies. Or, like I said before, you can just cut it out by hand and use your own writing. Another way that you could do it is on the laptop or the computer or iPad, whatever, anything with Word on it, and type it out lots and lots of times on card or paper, print it out, cut it up, and then you have it already printed. So that's another way that you could do it. So we have this gorgeous gatefold, and I'm going to quickly show you to make it a wee bit more fancier. I'm just going to wrap this card around, this band around the card, not overly tight because it needs to slide on and off. So I'm just going to roughly do it there so that I can slide it, and then I'm just going to add a wee bit of glue at the end, fold it down, and what I would do then is we have this band, and that is simply just a piece of card, and all I'm going to do is stick this wedding invitation thing or die cut, not a thing, a die cut, onto the front of the band. Just hold it there for a second, let it dry, and then this band would go around our invitation, she says, like so, and then you have this gorgeous invitation. And what you could do is make this band the colour of your wedding too. Again, these cards could be any colour, so you would get this gorgeous gatefold card, the person would receive it, they would slide the band off and open it up. Now really this has cost you pence. The pack of A4 card, a wee bit of coloured card, and that's a wee bit of coloured card. Really, pence, I mean you're talking what, 15-20 pence per envelope. So that's a really cheap way of making that nice one. And then, if you wanted to make this even fancier, you could either take a pair of your scissors and cut all the way up, so that when it closed you would have nice fancy cut on both sides. Or, if you have the die cutting machine and the dies, one of these header dies, I think this one cost me about £2 something, and it was from AliExpress. You can get them on eBay. Or Crafter's Companion do a range. They're a bit more expensive. I think they're like $7.99, between $7.99 and $9.99, and they're called header dies. Now how you use these is you're going to put it on the edge of your gatefold. So this is the open, the front of the card. We're going to have the pattern, in this case it's a hearts, facing down towards the inner opening, the inner flap. So I'm just going to pop that there, and what I'm going to do is do it like that, and I'm going to tape it down. I've just got some low tack tape here, and this just simply keeps it in the right place and stops it from moving. So I'm just going to roughly put it in the centre here and tape it down, and then I will run it through my die cut machine on this side and that side and come back. Okay, so I've cut the die out on both sides, and I think that looks absolutely beautiful. You can see it's cut in down both sides, and now it opens up like this. And again, absolutely on a budget, cheap. If you have a die cutting machine and you buy the die from China, this is so achievable and it is so on a budget, cheap. To be honest, I like the plain one. I like this one. I think it is really elegant. If you want to step it up a notch, I think this is a really still good way on a budget to do it. You can also put the belly band back around this card if you wanted to, and have it with the elegant die cutting with the belly band, which I think looks absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. That would just pop into an envelope. Imagine pulling that out and then just opening this up. Oops. And then having all your printing in there. Absolutely gorgeous. So, the last one that I want to show you is another really cheap one that looks really fab. All you need is a half sheet of A4 card. So that's your 8 1/4 by 11 and, is it 11 1/4 in America? Overseas. Well, it's A4 over in here in the UK. And what you're looking to make is this. Forget that score there, I will show you this in a second. It opens up like so. So if we take a sheet card, again, this is really simple to make without a scoreboard. If you had a scoreboard, great. If you don't, it doesn't make any difference because you can still do it. You can measure these if you want. If you were doing a lot, obviously you would measure it. So let's have a wee look. What I would do, because I am the queen of no measuring, I have no patience for it. The first one, what I would do is the bottom part obviously is facing me. I would turn this up the way. Okay, and you just press it down, so it's as simple as that, and then bring the top part so that it just covers here, your bottom flap, sorry, and then it is as simple, stop it camera, it is as simple as that. So it's going to open up, and you're going to have all your details in here. Now you could, if you wanted to make it extra special, take some more of these ideas, and instead of doing the belly band across the way, we would do the belly band sideways like that, and we would just have this going that way. So that's another idea. You could leave it plain like this. You could use your cheap edging scissors and edge along the top, which we will just do just now, just to quickly show you. Just like that, which gives it a nice edge. Obviously you can get nicer ones than that. I've just used these ones. I've got lots of them, but you can get the ornate ones. You can have it like that. You could even use your die along the top if you wanted to make it a bit more special, and have it die cut here and opening up. Again, it looks really expensive, and so does this, but it wouldn't be. It would be really cheap. You could also have, like we've done at the back of here, have our coloured card and the white card. You have it here, or you can just print off your insert on the computer, cut it to size and put it inside and stick it in, and then when you open it up it would be in the inside. So there is lots and lots of things you can do. I have run out of time because this video has went on quite long. Those are just really quick examples of cheap budget wedding invitations that you can do yourself, whether it be with a scoreboard, without a scoreboard, with a stamp, with your own writing, printing off the letters if you wanted to, with dies, without dies, with a pair of these scissors. It's all really cheap. So if you want any more information, just leave a wee message in the comment box and I'll let you know. And hopefully this has gave you some ideas on how to do your own DIY invitations for your wedding on a budget. So thank you everyone. If you like this video, please give me a wee thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see more of my tutorials, please do so. And I will see all you guys again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.